Well, here I am, first camping trip of the year. It's Memorial Day weekend, and Mike and I don't know if you can see him in the background, we've made our way to Grand Falls, and our plan for this trip is to photograph the Milky Way over the Grand Falls. Last summer when we were here, I checked the photographer's ephemeris, the augmented reality, and it showed the Milky Way this particular weekend would be right over the waterfall. So that's the plan, and the ride here, the road was extremely dusty. I was following Mike, and I was like driving in whiteout conditions.
I was trying not to drive too fast, so the dust cloud would be fairly moderate. I was keeping it around 20. Every time we got to about 30, you kept disappearing into a cloud.
Yeah.
Couldn't see anything.
We both have black vehicles. I'll show the vehicles later how friggin' dusty they are. You can't even tell they're black anymore. You can really see the dust there. My vehicle barely looks black. The other thing, the black flies are extremely thick. There's Spencer Stream, and like I mentioned, we're doing the astrophotography this evening, and the conditions couldn't be more perfect. As you can see, there's not a cloud in the sky. Ideal conditions for astrophotography. When Mike and I were here in August, the flow was a lot lower. It's really coming over the falls now. And there's a rainbow in the mist. And there's a tree stuck. Make it all the way over the falls. I'm looking forward to coming back tonight after dark. Is this a trail over here?
It's right here. Going over the edge.
Oh, going over the edge. Yeah, I'm looking forward to coming back tonight after dark. We'll have to be careful because these trails are a little precarious, and we'll have the headlamps, so.
It's good to be familiar
Yeah,
ourselves with
exactly.
The staircase.
Yep.
At least during the day when we can see it.
Yeah. Good morning. It's a beautiful morning today. Not a cloud in the sky, there's no wind to speak of. And we had a very successful night of astrophotography last night. I'll post some of the photos, but it was really nice the way the Milky Way was hanging over the Grand Falls. Now, I found out yesterday that today is the annual extra release of water down the Dead River, and the flow goes from 3,000 cubic feet a second to 6,000 cubic feet a second. And last evening, rafters showed up. They staged their rafts to get ready to go this morning. So what I'm going to do is film them taking off, and also we're going to take a walk up to Grand Falls again and film that with the extra flow of water. Should be pretty interesting. The water really be coming over that waterfall. So anyways, we're going to get ready to hike down there now and check things out. I just saw one of the couples that will be rafting, and currently it's 7:30. They said they're not going to launch until 10:30. So we're not going to hang around that long to watch them launch, but we're going to take a walk up, check out the waterfall, because the water level has already started to go up. So I want to, like I mentioned before, I want to see how the falls looks with that extra water flow. It should be interesting.
Looks like the river's come up at least a couple inches in...
oh, more than that. It's come up a foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least just a couple inches in the last 20 minutes,
oh,
half
right.
an hour.
Yeah.
You can almost, it's like watching the tide rise, but you're way 100 miles inland.
What's the name of the dam they're opening up?
Long Falls Dam.
Long Falls Dam. And the unfortunate thing, usually all the rafting companies are take advantage of this weekend with the extra water flow, and they book a lot of rafting trips, but this year they're all shut down because of this pandemic, so that's unfortunate. They're losing a lot of money. But so all the rafters that are launching are folks that have their own raft. But anyways, let's get up to that waterfall and see what that is looking like. Walking along the trail, you can tell the water level is getting higher because it's creating extra mist this morning. And what helps is nicely backlit by the sun. Looks kind of cool. So we're going to keep on going. That ledge across the way was our vantage point last night when we did our astrophotography. Well, seeing that extra water flow was interesting. It was worth the half-mile hike up there to check it out. What we're going to do now, like I said, I wanted to film the rafters launching, but probably be kind of uneventful anyway, and that's not going to happen for a few hours. So what we're going to do is figure out what we're going to do with the rest of the day and go from there. Well, we made our way to Jackman and we decided to climb Sally Mountain. As you can see, we're walking across the trestle right now. Now the trailhead to Sally Mountain, I had attempted to find that last fall and I wasn't successful. And Mike had a different guidebook than the one I used. And I think my problem was trying to find the trailhead is I didn't walk far enough down the railroad tracks. Hopefully today we'll have better luck. Oh look, some moron left the camera.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's mine now.
That's not a bad camera, so we should take that one.
So we made it and we found it. Here's the trailhead to Sally Mountain. Got that little post stuck in the ground with a piece of tape on it. And you can see some of the blue blazes on the trees. So how far down from the trestle are we?
2.1 from the vehicles.
2.1 from where we parked the vehicle?
Vehicles, and I think the trestle was about minus 2 or 3 tenths from there.
All right. So just under...
The trestle was at 4 tenths actually, and we're at 2.1.
So about 1.7 miles from the trestle is the trailhead to Sally Mountain. Only took me, what, 7 months to find it, but here I am.
Yeah, giant poplar fell across the trail. Ever since I said that there's no, wow, this trail's clean, there's no blowdowns, there's been, the trail has been obliterated by storm.
So they haven't come up, this trail is maintained locally, so obviously they haven't been out here yet to clean up all these blowdowns that block the trail. But I'm sure they will. This is only the first weekend of the summer, unofficial first weekend of the summer, Memorial Day. It's always nice to see the trilliums along the trail. This is convenient. There's a spring. Beautiful views of Attean from here. We're not quite at the summit yet, but this is pretty close. Wow. What a beautiful, gorgeous day. A lot of islands in Attean. And boy, this breeze feels good. Coming up the trail, there was no breeze at all, and I was getting overheated. Well, we made the summit, and there's the remnants of the old fire tower. The last time I climbed this mountain was back in the 80s, and the fire tower was still standing, and you could actually climb into it and look around. You get a 360-degree vista view. But here on the summit, you got these trees that block the northeastern view. We ended up driving further north, well actually north of Jackman, and we found this empty campsite. And we're only about 5 miles from the Canadian border. But this was a nice open site and it was available, the best part. I think it was available because it's so far north.
Yeah, it's kind of almost point of desolation, actually.
And I like it. And this is the name of the site, Your Uncle's Campsite. and it's right next to the Heel Stream, and there's actually a beautiful waterfall within a 30-second walk from here, so I'll show you that a little later. But right now I'm cooking supper. I'll show you that. I'm just doing another simple one-pot meal. So I'm just doing pasta, tomatoes, onions, green peppers, Italian seasoning. So it's basically a simple Italian type dish, but it's looking good so far. And all the hiking we did today, it's gonna go taste real good. We both have big appetites. It's about 7 p.m. and we're out on an exploratory drive, and we discovered another sanctioned campsite. This one belongs to Sheila, but there it is. It's nice and it's big, right on this little old sand pit. The only thing missing from this scene is a moose. I'm sure they frequent this pond a lot, but they're just not here right now while I have the camera. Again, just the peepers and the birds. We made our way to the other end of the pond, Mud Pond. And there's a regular moose highway in the woods. Just follow moose trails in here. But the lighting is beautiful right now. This is the last morning of our weekend. We did quite a bit this weekend, but right now Mike is down photographing that waterfall I had mentioned last night. It's only a 30-second walk from the campsite. I went earlier before the sun came up and I took some photographs, so if they come out decent I'll post a couple here. And I'm gonna head down and film the waterfall itself so you can get an idea what it looks like. And after that, it'll bring this video to an end, and I hope you consider subscribing and put a like on the video itself. So until next time, I'm out.